Hello and welcome to NCAA Tournament Predictions here at Southeastern 16. I'm your host, Chris Lee, joined by Graham Doty and Jay Greeson. Today we preview the Chapel Hill Regional. Seeds in order: North Carolina, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Holy Cross. The first, third, and fourth got there by winning their conference tournaments. North Carolina thought to be potentially the best team in the tournament. According to some people, at least the pick to win the whole thing. I think UNC sets up nicely for that potentially. But hey, somebody's got to get past Kyson Witherspoon in Oklahoma. You got a Nebraska team that caught a heater late. What do we think about this regional? I'll start with you, Graham Doty.
Just an interesting matchup, especially, North Carolina is a team that a lot of people are very high on, not only to make it to Omaha, but to make a deep run in Omaha. So what's your reward? Well, you get to face an Oklahoma team that's going to have a top 10 pick in Kyson Witherspoon and this OU team. So it's very interesting. It's another one of these regionals with 3 Power 4 teams in it. You got Nebraska, who just closed insanely strong in their conference tournament. Cornhuskers go back-to-back to win the Big Ten tournament. But the highlights to me are Carolina and Oklahoma. I think these are the 2 best teams in this regional.
I also think, and we've talked about moving pitching pieces, if your goal is to get beyond this weekend and not be second-guessed by jackwagons like us, I think Oklahoma has to try to scratch a lottery ticket and hold Kyson Witherspoon to see UNC in game 2.
Yeah, I do too. Oklahoma had a really tough time getting series wins against the elite of the elite. Did do it against Vanderbilt when Vanderbilt wasn't playing so well. Yeah, I think Cade Crossland could be the guy to circle in this tournament. He's a lefty with power stuff, can get it to 97-ish. Sometimes it looked really good, sometimes it didn't. They've got Nebraska in the opener, and I'll see if I can pull up what Nebraska looks like in terms of lefties and righties. I know this. It wasn't a super, offensive heavy team. Not that Nebraska was bad, but it's not like playing, peak Tennessee or anything like that.
Right. The 2022 Vols aren't coming through that door.
No, they're not. But I think that's the thing. Jay's I think the key to the whole regional might be how Oklahoma structures its pitching, because Kyson Witherspoon can beat anybody, anywhere, anytime, and it's just like, okay, who's going to see him?
I would definitely save him.
I would too, because your goal is not to get to a regional and win one game.
Yeah. I mean, I would pitch Crossland if I was them over Malachi Witherspoon. I would go Crossland first game of the regional. I trust the Sooners to be able to handle that matchup, and then you go with the guy that brought you there. Put Kyson on the mound against UNC. The odds of him giving up more than 3 runs are really, really low. So to me, that's what I would do if I was the Sooners.
Guys, guess who's lefty heavy in its starting lineup?
Nebraska.
Yeah. Although their top couple of guys are righties, but I mean, Crossland's a lefty. I think that could lend some credence to your theory. So if you do that, and we don't know what the pitching matchups are going to be as we sit here doing this on Thursday morning, but that could make it interesting.
Wednesday,
now my question,
Chris, it's Wednesday.
Wednesday. I'm trying to get myself closer to it, Jay. Don't kill my buzz here. Yeah, but anyway, I think North Carolina obviously is going to be a tough out no matter who you pitch. It was one of the better pitching teams in the country this year. Just a very balanced team. It's got a team that's used to getting to and winning in the postseason. It's been to Omaha I don't know how many times at this point. Just another really balanced team for Mike Fox. And you're looking at a team that hit 73 home runs, stole 83 bases, only got caught 13 times, but had a team ERA of 3.46, only gave up just over 4 runs per 9 innings. And it's just got so many guys: Knapp, DeCaro, Howell, McDuffie, Lynch, Johnson, that just can pitch for long stints and pitch effectively. And again, that's what I always lean on in getting out of the regional. So it's kind of solving that puzzle is what you're going to have to do to beat the Tar Heels here.
One of the things that jumps off the page to me, Graham, and I don't know, we've looked at a whole lot of stats of these, breaking down 13 regionals here on Southeastern 16, all the regionals with an SEC team in it. This I have not seen. You want to talk about a set in stone starting lineup. North Carolina has 7 dudes who started all 54 games this season.
Goodness.
Yeah, you hardly ever see that. Like injuries alone are like, hey,
Right.
like you get the day off this midweek.
7 dudes, 54 games played, 54 games started. All of them with 194 or more at bats.
If you're looking for wrenches in it, Holy Cross has got a pretty good lefty starter. Danny Macchiarola, I guess is how you pronounce it. 89 and 3rd innings, 3.02 ERA, and didn't give up a lot of earned runs either. Doesn't give a lot of free passes. Doesn't give up a lot of home runs. Very, very, very heavy ground ball guy too. And they got a guy behind that, Jaden Waiwoda, a righty who was pretty effective in that league too. And then the bottom just kind of drops out once they went to the bullpen. We didn't talk Nebraska. We did talk them a little bit. I got a chance to see them a little bit in the Big 12 tournament. They played in, Charles Schwab Park now. I keep wanting to say TJ Ameritrade. Lefty Ty Horn threw almost a complete game to get them there. And they beat, I believe, UCLA in the final. So he's a righty. They've got lefties in Will Walsh and Jackson Brockett as their next 2 guys. And the bullpen was okay, not great. Just offensively, nothing really stands out. 60 home runs, 51 steals. Look, it worked out for them last week playing on their home turf, but I just think Nebraska and Holy Cross, and Nebraska's a quality team, right? I don't think it was an at-large caliber team, but it was probably in the next tier of 8 or 10 teams it could have been. But I think when you're talking about North Carolina's pitching and Kyson Witherspoon just being an eraser of one game, and Crossland maybe too, to me this feels like an OU North Carolina regional.
I concur with that. And I think Oklahoma, well, I know they should do it. I think they will do it. And I can see this being a North Carolina needs to take 2 on Monday and will.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. By the way, speaking of Kyson Witherspoon, the conference tournament that I did, the Ohio Valley Conference, I was talking to some scouts, and Kyson Witherspoon came up, and they said the next step for him, he's got 2 pitches that are almost identical. Like if you look at the chart and the breakdown, it's his splitter and like his slider or curveball, whatever he throws. They said the next step for him is he either needs to eliminate one and just throw the other one, or he needs to come up with a new plan and separate where it's clear cut, like this is the slider, this is the cutter, and they're totally different. Because when you look at the chart, like they're almost identical. And they said in college you can get away with that, but at the next level, when you're a pro and especially in the big leagues, like everything has to be so different. I thought that was interesting. Like he's still awesome. I mean, we've all seen him throughout the course of the season. Like he's got 100 more strikeouts than walks this season. So I just thought that was interesting with Kyson Witherspoon going forward. But without a doubt, this is a regional. You got 2 of the top pitchers in the country. You got Witherspoon, who could have been the SEC Pitcher of the Year, and then you got the ACC Pitcher of the Year for North Carolina. So imagine if those 2 guys are the ones that are going off against each other.
Yeah, and with Kyson Witherspoon, he threw more pitches in the tournament. He added a couple of things that he hadn't really thrown much in the regular season, or at least one pitch. Threw some stuff against Georgia they hadn't seen. I think it was a changeup. I don't remember now. People in the comments will know. Oklahoma fans will know for sure. But like if there's one guy that I trust to figure out all that stuff, it's Kyson Witherspoon. The work ethic, the humility, the refinement, like he'll get there. All right, guys, I think we're all going Carolina in this regional. I could see Oklahoma making it tough. I just think pitching depth is a separator. Carolina's got more of it than anybody in the region.
Yeah, and I trust Carolina's offense more too than
Yeah.
everybody else's offense in this regional. Like you look at Nebraska, like they are right in the middle of the pack. The Big Ten just is a different league baseball wise. Like the highest batting average as a team in the Big Ten, it's still under 300 as a team. Just to kind of give you an idea. Like to me, Carolina just has way more firepower than Oklahoma. Oklahoma, the offense, like the magic number for them has been 5 runs or more, and they get that like less than half the time. So
Yeah,
to me, that's why I trust Carolina. They got the ACC Pitcher of the Year. They're going to be at home, and they got the best offense in this regional.
yeah. No, Oklahoma is pretty good up the middle. Defensively, Easton Carmichael, one of my favorite players. They run, they defend pretty well. Like there's a path here, but I just think North Carolina is the clear favorite for a reason.
All right, pull up a chair because I'm about to break it down. Ditto.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. There's your preview of the Chapel Hill Regional. Looking forward to watching this, especially the Kyson Witherspoon night. And don't totally sleep on Oklahoma. There's a path out, but they're going to have to figure out like the game 3 pitching situation depth more than they have so far. That's been their Achilles heel, and I just don't think that's the team you want to play in that spot. All right. For Graham Doty, Jake Greeson, I'm Chris Lee. You've been watching our Southeastern 16 previews here. We'll have you covered for the weekend, live broadcast Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday if they're still playing ball then. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you then.